Everybody, what's going on? How you doing today? It's good to see you. Yes, another day closer to getting our Aptera, and yes, we're going to talk about the many things that Aptera is doing. This time, we're going to talk about their solar panels. So let's get into this baby right now. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's good to have you here. We welcome one, we welcome all. And so we're thank you that you could join Free Power here. We're going to talk more about Aptera and what they're doing. I got a clip here where Reed actually helped design the solar panel system and how he helped bring it into fruition and how they're actually just making tweaks to it right now. But yes, we're going to take a look at this video. Let's check this baby out.
Rita's amazing solar engineer. Do you want to just talk about why Aptera Solar is so unique in a high-level way?
Absolutely. So when we initially went out to make the vehicle and decided to put solar on it, we kind of looked out at the market and said, is there anybody out there that can make solar for a vehicle? Unfortunately, at the time, there was nobody who could fit our requirements. So kind of our requirements are we have a super aerodynamic shape. We need a set of solar panels that can fit in the shape. We have cells facing different directions, getting different amounts of lights at different times. So we needed something that could break the panels up into basically smaller panels so that we can independently control and get power from them at different times. Because one of the things is that if you have a string of cells or cells that are all just electrically connected, they really like to be under the same lighting conditions. They don't like, one common issue in the kind of solar space is, if you have a leaf fall on one of your cells, what that can do is kind of bottleneck the rest of the panel. So we've done a lot of work to try to isolate different areas of the panels, try to break them up into smaller panels. And additionally, we didn't have charge controllers that were designed for our specific architecture, designed to go on a vehicle, and designed to work on, just mobile applications. So there's a lot of differences that can kind of come. As you can imagine, there's more rapidly changing conditions, think like driving under a bridge or driving under a tree.
People are asking how many strings are there?
We have 7 strings.
7 strings.
Yeah, exactly. So we have 7 different strings on the vehicle. What that does is kind of breaks them into zones between panels. So our hood is 1 string. We may, as we continue testing, see if we can break it up more, but that's not currently the plan.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've got 7 strings, 1 in the hood, 1 is on our dash, we have 2 on our roof, and then we have 3 on our hatch.
You're good. He's been busy working today.
Yeah. So those are the different zones.
Right.
We break them into different strings. And one unique thing about our solar charge controller is it can independently control all 7 of those zones at the same time on the same board. So a lot of times what you'll see on a building or on, say, a rooftop is you'll have 1 large charge controller or 1 charge controller per set of panels. So for us, we went the opposite direction. So things like our roof and hatch have multiple control inputs per panel instead of having, a group of 10 panels that are all controlled at the same time. And that helps a lot with curvature, with the shading effect, and with kind of maximizing the power that we get out of these curved panels.
Cool. People are asking if the dash panels will have like some anti-reflective coating.
They will, yeah.
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 I figured people are asking. I mean, the exterior panels will obviously be super shiny because they'll
be shiny. We've looked into, there's a lot of anti-reflective coatings that we could apply this. There's some durability questions when it comes to the outside of your vehicle.
Right.
As well as the type of glass we're using. There's kind of a cost trade-off there as well. So durability and cost trade-off. So you can't have anti-reflective. As you can imagine, putting an anti-reflective coating on something like your glasses those are lots of small objects. There's a lot of machines purpose-built to handle small pieces of glass and adding anti-reflective coatings to those. But when you scale up to the size of body panels on a vehicle, it gets a lot more expensive. So we're doing a lot of trade-offs there. We found it just wasn't worth it price-wise, like cost per watt, basically.
Right, makes sense.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, so as you can see, Reed has given us a very good detailed breakdown of the solar panels, and that shows he is in tune with what the car needs as far as, especially since the panels will be shaped so weirdly than a traditional solar panel, which is basically just a rectangular shape. And since it has 7 strings, then that way, if just half of the panel on the hood, since it's curved, more than likely is not going to get sun, while the other half is getting sun, depending on where the sun is at in the sky. It's divided up in 7 strings, so the side that's getting the sun can still collect power into the different MPPT controller that's set up for that panel. And I also love how they have it divided up into different zones where, like, if the front end of your car is receiving sun and the back end isn't, then the front end will still receive power until the sun moves to the rest of the vehicle. So I think that's pretty awesome as well. What would really be nice is if they had some MC4 connectors in the back so we could hook up our private solar panels into the Aptera and also help charge up what's already on the vehicle. That would really be nice. Or even better yet, instead of MC4, how about some XT60 hookups? They'd be smaller and easier to just plug in the back, maybe back by the license plate or something that could be hidden if that's possible. Wherever they put it at would be nice. I wouldn't care. But, how do you feel about that? Let me hear what you got to say. Another thing he brought out was that the dash will not be highly reflective. It's going to have anti-reflective material on it, and that's very important because we know that when the sun comes through the windshield, if it reflects off that panel, then sometimes it'll be impossible to see just out of the front windshield. So that's going to be very important as well. I'm glad that question was asked, and I'm glad that they're actually taking care of that. But see, they're doing a lot of good things. The panels that they're designing is not just for Aptera, it's for other companies as well. And of course, we'll talk about that in another video. I actually brought it up in one of my earlier videos. But we'll talk about that and some other things. But what do you think about what Aptera is doing? I believe they are really making some fantastic moves. And every step of the way, they're designing it in a way to where it's effective for you and you can get the most use out of your solar panels as possible. I'm just really thrilled that they are thinking in that direction where they're helping us, the consumer, out, and we won't have to, sit down and wonder, why didn't they do this? Or why didn't they do that? And even though once the vehicle comes out, there's going to be some nitpickers out there that will, question about some of the things that they did. But I'll just be really pleased when I get my Aptera into my hand. How do you feel about that? I think a lot of us are going to be pleased. But anyway, we're just going to go ahead and end it right here. So you guys take care. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you're new here, hit the like, ring the bell, subscribe, and my Patrons, thank you very much. You guys, oh gosh, you guys just helped me out in so many different ways. If you only just knew how much you helped me out. But anyway, we'll catch you in the next video. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.